me while I low-key talk about this girl that I don't like all that much. Ow! Why did it hurt so much? So basically there's this girl like at our college who for some reason has just always been rude to me. Like even when asked by, she just goes, I don't know, I don't really like her. And like she's like, before this semester I didn't have a whole lot of interaction with her, but she was always like kind of rude to me when she did, and like even sprayed me with water in class. I also found out later that she thought it was funny that I got cyberbullied a lot. So already didn't start off in my good graces for this semester. But yeah, no, so like I had her as a lab partner in 2 of my labs along with one of my friends, and literally in our first lab, like the first 2 labs, we were like doing these beads and we had to like basically do DNA. Each color was like a different like A, T, G, C, whatever. And she was like, you did yours backwards to me. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, like I can redo it. And she ended up redoing it. And then what she did was actually wrong and what I did was right. And of course she just submitted it like that. And she would kind of like steamroll things I did. So after 2 labs, I stopped. I didn't participate in lab anymore. I literally sat there. I knew what we were doing. I knew what was going on. I got a little screwed over because I didn't get to do anything, because when I did try to do something, she would kind of like steamroll it, you know? And y'all, we did a sea urchin lab where we were trying to get these sea urchins to breed and like look at the gametes and stuff. And she straight up was like, you're not allowed to touch them because we kind of need them alive. And I'm sitting there, studied aquaculture for 3 years, have done this exact lab before. I was like, okay. And I watched her do the lab wrong and I watched the lab fail. So yeah, like really don't like this girl. Anyway, so she would also be like super mean to me in front of other people, like deliberately trying to put me down, and like would just tell people that she just didn't like me, so that's why. Anyway, we had our last lab and she texted in our little group chat and was like, oh, did we do part C? And I go, no, we did not. And if you listen to me and if you listen to the teachers, you would actually understand that. Because not only did the teacher say it and the lab partner, other than her, say it, I said it too. We did not do part C. And if you actually knew what the lab was, you know that. By the way, she doesn't do a lot of stuff in the lab right. Like, we have to redo a lot of stuff. And I'm sorry, it's because, yeah. I'm sorry, that was mean. She actually does do a lot right. That was mean. I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. But I literally was going off on her, and she's like, it was just a question. I'm like, yeah, and you could have just like not been a bitch the entire semester to me and actually been nice. And then like our other friend was like, ooh, I'm gonna grab my popcorn. She's like, there's no show. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, there's no show because you're upset that you're not directing it anymore and you're not the one being mean. Anyway, she hasn't even looked me in the eyes since. Like, if you're gonna be so rude to me, at least be able to take it. And like, I was nice to her like our other friend said to do, but she could never be nice, I guess.